Welcome, guys, to Box to Box Football, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You know what we're gonna talk about right now? My head went yesterday, Jack. When I mean it went, it went. And
Yeah.
I've been very calm throughout the whole season, but I was effing and blinding yesterday. I lost composure. I forgot who I was again. I became that football fan again, and it's just scary from here. What
Yeah.
I don't think people understand the severity of this in terms of view of in football, especially in title races, there are mood swings, and then and to me, there's title swings, moments that really define a title win. Everyone has it in their season. Remember when Leicester won it? It was going away to the Etihad Stadium and like beating. Think about it, beating Man City. When Chelsea won like under Antonio Conte, it was the exact same thing. Going away to the Etihad, winning 3-1. United have had it. It's a normal occurrence. When you win a title, when like City won it in that credible season, 18-19 against Liverpool, it was beating Liverpool at the Etihad 2-1. It was the crazy John Stones clearance off the line to like keep it level at at that point. Moments like that shift the title, and we've seen moments in the last couple of weeks with City's incredible comeback at Anfield, a place that they struggled to win. When you look at the history like of that fixture, and now Arsenal not just dropping points, but dropping points to bottom of the table Wolves, who now just hit double figures in points, Jack, after being 2-0 ahead. And the notion of Arsenal being bottle jobs seems to be a thing. We'll get into it right now. But Jack, I listen, I backed Arsenal. Did you back Arsenal? Like, did you back City?
What for the title?
Yeah, for the title.
Oh, what I think you and me both thought preseason predictions. We both thought City were going to
City,
win the
City.
league. I think we may have that video somewhere. Maybe I can bring that up at some
Yeah.
point. But I think we both picked City preseason. I think we both had Arsenal second. To be fair, because I think we knew what they'd be. But I think there was a little bit of a you know Pep Guardiola swan song thing happening. I think that you and I were both, there's the lure there, right? For, oh my God, Liverpool just won the league and they've signed Isak, Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Kerkez, Frimpong. I think everybody was being seduced by, like, oh my God, Liverpool it's gonna be a dynasty now. Liverpool is gonna be crazy. And obviously they started really strong those first 8 games, winning every game, but by like narrow margins. And obviously where it's come out to. And I think you and I at one point probably thought, damn, this Man City pick probably wasn't our best idea. But we know what happens, don't we? We know what this manager is capable of. We know what this team is capable of. I think where I kind of fall on it is I did have a point where I wanted Arsenal to win because I actually quite liked Arsenal. And you can maybe shed some light on this, or maybe you can come to defense of your team and your fan base. I liked a lot of the Arsenal players, but I think ever since it's been this kind of predictable, kind of slow. It's kind of the best way to describe it is it's like walking on like a lake of ice. That's how Arsenal attack. You're just constantly putting pressure on the ice until it breaks and they score, right? That's why the goals aren't that great. You can usually predict the patterns of play. And hey, Mikel Arteta has done a great job and he's squeezed all he can out of this team. But I wanted Arsenal to win the league. I wanted them to win, but the team and its fan base has just kind of grated on me a little bit because it's this strange sense of entitlement without the actual kind of titles and accolades to back it up. So I've actually found myself rooting for Villa for the longest time, as unlikely that was going to be. But now I kind of want City to snatch it from them. And again, stay humble, eh? Right? I kind of want a little bit of that to come in. And obviously, you can open up a bit more on how damaging this might be. But I think just from the neutrals perspective and the external perspective, I think they have shot themselves in the foot a little bit. I don't know if you would agree with that or not, but it's just my 2 cents.
The notion of it right now is to me, two teams who don't really want to win it. Let's be dead
Right.
honest with ourselves, Jack. Man City have been scintillating all season. The only reason why Man City are in this because Arsenal just opened the door for them every single time. We're talking about a Man City team who failed to beat, I think, was it Leeds or something like that? At home, obviously being 2-0 ahead against like 2-0 ahead against Tottenham, dropping leads. I've seen it happen so many times this season. This isn't the City of old. Yeah, it's a vulnerable Man City who have clangers of them, who have the who the defensive frailties went like think about it when they went to the old like, when they went to Old Trafford the other day they got ran over Jack
Yeah,
2-0
they did.
flattered 2-0 flattered them. It could have been 5 or 6, and that's not an exaggeration. The amount of chances, the amount of offsides that like we're giving, this isn't great. But Man City are looking at this thinking that we are nowhere near where we want to be. But you guys are giving us the opportunity. And the only thing that this team needs right now is just belief. It's belief. And you have players like Haaland who know how to get it done. Bernardo Silva, who's been to the mountain, God knows how many times. In there, Donnarumma, who just came off came off a treble-winning season.
Travel,
In
yeah.
there, Doku's been there. Foden's been there. Like how many times? So players who know how it's to win, they're gonna push them. They're gonna listen. Like they're gonna tell. And obviously, they have a manager who has been to the well. God knows how many times. So the fact that they're seeing Arsenal get a top away. Don't think Guardiola isn't speaking to the team. Players are giving phone calls. Like the whole group chat is going crazy right now. Oh, we feel it. So if you're Manchester City right now, I feel like Manchester City happen to play great. It's just the team has opened the door and they're just thinking if we're half decent, it'll be good enough. And the one thing that gets me scared also is that I don't think Arsenal go toe to toe with City in a shootout.
No.
Why? The reason why is not that we don't have the players to do it, is because I don't think the manager would want to do it. I don't think the manager would damage himself to go. We remember what happened a couple of years ago, in the 2022-2023 season when we went to Etihad, lost 4-1. It was a bit embarrassing, was it like that? And since then we've been we're very pragmatic going to the like Etihad, getting a 0-0, a 2-2, a 1-1 there. We probably should have won last year, but it hasn't been scintillating. And I just think with the pressure building of Arsenal having to win this title, I don't think we have it in them. And City are just
What,
looking at it thinking that we can get these guys based on
what
their frailties.
what happens is too is you revert to type. And what is type for Arsenal? Type is disciplined, discipline, discipline, discipline. And if for whatever reason you've got Arsenal's number on that day and you can cut off what they're trying to do, which is very effective, by the way. But let's say you're defending set pieces really, really well. You're defending the wide spaces well. You're making sure that they're not constantly edging closer and closer to you until they can kind of create a pullback or have a kind of a high xg shot or whatever. If you're doing that well, they have nothing to fall back on, James.
Hmm.
And I think that expressiveness in football and creativity in football, I do think that it is something that you can just jump back into. I don't think that you're coached by Mikel Arteta for 2 years and then all creativity is sucked out of you and you don't know what you're doing. But I think you need a license to do it because you're going to get hammered if you go outside the instructions. That's what bothers me. I refuse to believe that you couldn't have a team that has Odegaard and Eze and Saka and Martinelli and a striker in, be that, I mean, I know he's injured, but like a Kai Havertz or a Gyökeres or whoever, or a Trossard, whatever. And then you could do something that's not in the Arsenal playbook that catches an opposition team off guard. But I think the problem is that Arteta's going, here's how we play. Do your job, and you will continue starting, and we'll continue winning games. We'll continue being top of the table. And I get the impression that they're getting scolded if they move outside of that. And again, it's why I don't like watching them play. But James, we're at a crunch time point in the season where you need to be able to say to some of these creative players, look, if the way we're doing it isn't working, you need to figure something else out. The players need to take a bit more responsibility and ownership on that, in my view.
100. Now, Jack, this is where I kind of fall into the managers telling players not to do so. I don't think a manager's telling Nani Madueke not to beat his man every single time, or Leandro
Right.
Trossard not to beat his man, or Gyökeres not to make the pass, or players not to drive forward. I don't think he's just telling them that. I just look at the profile of Arsenal players and realizes that it's not of old, and we are not the most creative team as individuals, Jack. Jack, let me give you this analogy
I,
here.
yeah, go ahead, because you saying that, my immediate reaction is, what are you talking about? You got
We
a Brazilian winger, you got Saka who can do whatever he wants, and it's been talked about this year. He can now go both ways. Odegaard is his foundation is being a creative player. Eze is just a street baller from South London or wherever he's from. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
it's to me. I'm gonna take it back to why I loved Arsenal so much, and that's watching Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, the team of watching from Santi Cazorla to Mesut Ozil to Cesc Fabregas, and the players around them. I'm going to mention your Thomas Rosickis, your Alexander Klebs in there, your Robin van Persies, and then in and around that you have your Theo Walcott. Like think about it with the creativity. So many different elements of players who can break them down. Now Arsenal face this issue week in and week out on the Wenger. Teams coming to the Emirates, sitting down, being really disciplined, and stopping us from playing. But we have players who can play in between the lines. We have players who can make 1-2s. We have players who are structured to break down tight defenses. Now, is this team better than the Wenger team overall? Yes, because it's a lot more physical and robust team. But in terms of you of a team that can break down and be creative and slid passes through, it's night and day. I think Arteta has decided that, and to me, this just goes to where the Premier League is right now. I want robust physical athletes over them players who can be a tad bit more creative, who can find that little bit of something. Are you trying to tell me right now, Jack? You say Eze, Martin Odegaard, and Declan Rice? Technically,
Mm.
who is a better three? Um, Santi Cazorla, Mesut Ozil, and who played with him right there? Let's say Francis Coquelin. In terms of
Yes.
you of technique, I'm picking Santi Cazorla, Mesut
Yeah.
Ozil, Francis Coquelin over them. I know people go, "Oh, Francis Coquelin in there." Yeah, he might be a little bit of the anomaly in there, but we have two
Someone's
players,
got to win the ball.
that can. Yeah, somebody's got to win the ball, but two players that can carve you open. Arsenal struggled when teams when I get the carve teams open. That's why it's so. Oh, we win it. It's a set piece. I'm seeing when Arsenal win 4-2, like think like 2-3-0. You're not watching it and be like, oh my days, what a goal. No, it's a ball comes into the box. It's a big buff. It's a big muddle tap in. Or Gabriel rises, Zubamendi rises. It has to be like that because the players are not built to me to break down this team. I think we
But
went
but
away from that.
but I think it's less about that for me. It's more about the risk taking because you mentioned, oh, I don't think he's saying don't take your man on, don't do this, don't do this. And I'm not just saying it's Arsenal; it's loads of players across European football. The amount of times we see it all the time. Winger has the ball, has a chance to run at his fullback, try and do something, try and beat him. But for whatever reason, he doesn't have the momentum or the defender's got his spacing right. And he goes, you know what? And he just comes back and he recycles the ball. And if the ball to the fullback is cut off, he plays it to his sided central midfielder, who's no doubt there as well. And that's what happens. I just get the feeling a little bit more that if you are Bukayo Saka, and I know Martinelli can be unbelievably frustrating to watch, but I think if you've got Trossard or Martinelli or Saka, you need to be able to tell them, I know it doesn't look good on a stat sheet that you lose the ball, but if you lose the ball 5 times, on the sixth time, you might hit the byline, pull it back to Gyökeres and he might score. Or you might cut inside, have a shot on target, keeper saves, goes to the feet of Rice and Rice scores. Do you know what I mean? I just
Jack,
don't think that's happening.
this is my opinion here. Take no disrespect towards it. I feel like you're talking to a child when somebody says that. There's no football there's no player that will say that to. They know what they have to do. I've been in Jack. I've been bear in mind. I play semi-professional football. Yeah, I've been in change rooms where manager says go at him. Arteta says to go at him. I just think the players lack that bit of quality. I'm talking about forward quality to break teams
Well,
down. Look at
yeah, no, no.
City's five. Go on, go on, go on.
Well, so what if you're telling me, and you would know better than me, first of all, and everybody listening, James would definitely know better than me. You're telling me that the manager would say, go at your man, go at your man, go at your man.
Every
So then,
day, every day. Arteta's telling them every day
and
because
look,
that's what Arsenal do. We free the wide play. Arsenal free the wide players up to get the 1v1. Martinelli, uh, Nani Madueke. That's what we do.
yeah.
Now it's
So,
down to them to beat them. You know,
so when they're coming back, which we see so frequently, are they getting scolded at half time and full time for not going at the man? Why
no.
isn't that happening then?
It's
Because
two things.
that's what would bother me.
But Jack, to me, this is where we're gonna go to the psychology of football. To me, it's
Yeah.
an inner thing. It's an inner thing of, oh, let's say if when you play a game and I think you receive your first one and then you go at him and then he wins the battle, it's a bit like,
Yeah.
do I really want to go at him?
Back
Oh,
foot.
okay, I might, because and then you do it again. He gets it off again. Now I'm looking for help. Come. Can I play a 1-2? Can I this? It's a confidence of a player. Nani Madueke, Jack, will go at you every single time. He is going
Yeah,
at your heart. The only issue with him, Jack, is the quality.
yeah,
Yeah,
he lacked a little.
it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's a quality in the fun. Nani Madueke is beating his man every single time. It's the quality to find the second. It's quality to find the pass. It's the quality to find the shot to score. I look at City right now. Look how ruthless Semedo is. Look
yeah.
how
Oh my God, I
rootless in
forgot about
terms of
Semedo.
you of in terms of you of Doku to maybe not score goals but beat his man and pick out a player. Yeah, to beat his man and get a shot off. It's to me, it's night and day when you think about it. I look at a player like Ryan Cherky. Look at a player like, and bear in mind, these are not players who play all the time. Foden and Cherky, they're going here, there, and everywhere. Sometimes Foden starts, sometimes I'm thinking about it, sometimes tricky stats, but the quality is there. I just think Arsenal lack the quality. That's why we're going here or there to try and find the goal. We're looking for our defenders to bail us out. Jack, how did Arsenal's second goal come from? Did it come from brilliant play from the wide players? No, it came from a defender bringing the ball out, sliding a ball into a fullback who made a run and think about it, had a great finish. It wasn't our
Yeah,
wingers making a run; it was a fullback making a run. And granted, you have different ways to try and break teams down. Teams are a lot more structured now. The analysis on what's it called again, and playing against a team who are very expansive in their play is down to the absolute T. But the
yeah.
difference is that forget about all the tactics. Trust me, tactics don't make a difference when the individual is a killer,
Doesn't
when the
matter. Yeah.
individual does his job. Yeah, and I don't think
So,
Arsenal have that.
so we've kind of, I guess, gone into a bit of an Arsenal rabbit hole, and I'm glad
Sorry.
we have. No, 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 no. I'm glad we have because it led to a really good conversation. But I just wanted to bring up one thing. So my friend sent me this graphic that Sky Sports did. So in the 21-22 season, in the final 12 games, Arsenal got 18 points. Man City got 30. So that's 12 more. In the 22-23 season, the following season, Arsenal got 21 points. Man City got 31. So that's 10 more. So you got 12 more and then 10 more. In the 23-24 season, last 12 games, I think we all remember that season, um, Arsenal got 31 points. That's a 10-point extra return than they did the season before. Man City still beat them with 32, so just by one. Last season, last 12 games, Arsenal got 21 points. Man City got 27. So, James, history does not look fondly on the last 12 games when it comes to Man City versus Arsenal. What it shows is that Man City, over the last 4 years, keep in mind both managers are the same, most of the squads have been mostly the same as well. What it shows is that Man City have got a 12-point advantage, a 10-point advantage, a 1-point advantage, and a 6-point advantage. So it's very much in their favour. So Arsenal would have to go against what they'd be expecting for this. What's your outlook on the rest of this? Because I still stand by what I said. I don't know why. It's just in my gut. Game week 37. So we're not even going to get to the final day. I think Man City win the league game week 37. And just quickly, my defense of that is injuries, players coming back from injury, especially the defensive side. And they've got they've got two of the top three top goal scorers in the league as well. And they're going to be better defensively. And they've got Donnarumma in goal. Anyway, I'll let you go.
Only thing with City is that they have shown frailty. No matter what, they have shown frailty lately, and little things like the Champions League to come into consideration. Jack, the evidence I'm very evidence based too. The evidence tells me that this is Manchester City's title to win now. You cannot look, Jack. You try to tell me Man City, even last year, with all their frailties, they still got more points than Arsenal coming to the end. And granted, Arsenal had the Champions League to kind of worry about coming to the end, but they still outdid them. And it's worrying, and I don't know what sort of way I can look at it. If you're City right now, you are composed because
Yeah.
all the pressure is not on you. It's on Arsenal. It's on the team who has led from game week 5 all the way up to now. It's on the team who had multiple occasions could should have had double digits. In City right now, they're just chilling. Make that mistake. Give us a go. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget this quote that Rodri made a couple years ago when they won their 4 trophies in a row. They were like, no matter, like he said, when Arsenal came to the Emirates, when Arsenal came to the Etihad, So we're a little bit scared. They didn't want to win. And if you don't want to win here, you don't have a kind of average. I'm kind of just going around the quote in general, but he was like, if we have to win 10 games in a row, we'll win it. If we have to win 5 games in a row, we'll win it. They have that belief no matter what. And it's hard to go against that, Jack. And especially around this time period from them, Haaland usually comes into his own. It's kind of had a bit of a drought. He's scoring goals lately. And Jack, you know what happened when Haaland gets going? He doesn't just score as one
Yeah.
or two, Jack. It's in bunches, it's in batches. It might be a five, it might be a two in there, three in there, four. And once he gets going, this team gets going.
Just,
I'm just
just quickly, because we got about a minute left here.
yeah,
How important do you think the Carabao Cup final and the game in April is in the league? Is that Arsenal's kind of league decider, or is that too easy to say?
massive, massive. I've seen Arsenal crumble after Carabao Cup losses. I'll take it back to 2011 when we were on a hot streak. We beat Barcelona, we beat Chelsea, we're top the league, we're flying on our way. We lose to Birmingham City and everything goes downhill from here. City, this just could be a psychological blow more than anything else. But
Yeah,
if somebody told me we lose the Carabao Cup final and then we go on and win the league, I'll take
you can
that.
take that,
But I just
guys.
think, go on, Jack, go on.
Thank you very much for watching. Me and James appreciate you being here for the ride.